Hello, beautiful humans. I'm Tisse and this is your Monday Mojo, your source for energetic alignment with the mojo that is your power, your freedom, and your most delicious life. So go ahead, grab your morning beverage of choice, and let's do it. To start off, as usual, let's do our check-in. Let's connect with ourselves and see, what's going on with me? What's going on within me? What am I feeling? What am I sensing? What's at top of mind, at top of heart in this moment? Let's take a deep breath in together through our nose and letting it out slowly through the mouth. One of the approaches I like to take is just to get very present to my skin. What is my skin sensing? Can I have a sense of like all over my body, just feeling the sensations that are all around me, the clothes that are on my body that I'm wearing, the air that my skin is exposed to. And when I've noticed that, when I really focus on the sensations of my skin, there's like almost like a tingliness that seems to appear, especially as I start directing my attention to parts of myself that usually I don't think very much about. Like, what about like tips of my ears? What do they feel like? And sometimes like actually touching that spot helps to bring the awareness to it. What does my forehead feel like? Like, what does my forehead sense? That skin? What about an elbow? Can I rub an elbow and bring some attention to it? What does it feel like? Just noticing sensations in the body. Noticing that you have a body and that you're alive. You're not just like this head bobbling around in space. And now I'm going to put my hand over my heart and just notice what feelings, like emotions, might be present within me this morning. Well, right now, right away, there's some curiosity, like that feeling of like being curious. That's naturally there because I'm looking, I'm asking myself these questions. And then maybe there's a little bit of sadness. There's also a lot of hope present. Ooh, I found the excitement. There it is. Excitement for the day, excitement for what's coming. Yes, that's there too. Notice how as human beings, it's extremely rare to experience only one feeling at a time. I like to call it like the emotional potpourri. You know those like little dishes with like potpourri, like the little things that smell in different ways, and this piece might have a different smell than this piece over here, but all together they create like an aroma, a scent. And so with our emotions, I think it's similar. We might have a potpourri of different emotions, and then all together there's a general experience of life. So what does your emotional potpourri look like this morning? What does it feel like? And can you just acknowledge it and allow it to be as it is, welcoming it? Even the unpleasant bits, the bits that maybe aren't so comfortable to sit in. Can you just say, welcome to the party, I see you. Oh, so let's go back to what we say. What do we say when we recognize what's present within us? We say to ourselves, I see you, I hear you, you matter to me, and today I am going to do my best to care and attend to you. Yeah, that acknowledgement, that recognition, that turning to ourselves with love and care and compassion. All right, let's dive into our topic today. Optimism, that's what I want to speak to today. Optimism. I want to just reflect a little bit on a particular aspect of why we might fear being optimistic. And let's explore that for a moment. Whenever I talk about positivity and optimism, people right away are like, I don't want to be fake. I don't want to delude myself. I don't want to lie to myself. And oh my gosh, like worse yet, what if I am really optimistic about something and then it doesn't happen? There's this fear of disappointment, the fear of the letdown. And that's the part that I want to speak to today. When we relate to something like that has an outcome, something that we're waiting on knowing the outcome of, sometimes there is this big fear of, I don't want my hopes to be really, really high and then get dropped from a higher distance. I prefer to keep my expectations low, to get my hopes low, keep them low, so that then if it doesn't happen, I don't have too far to fall, right? Like, so if this is like my level of hoping, if I were to hope a lot, I'd be really disappointed. If I'm to hope a little or almost not at all, then if it doesn't happen, whatever. Not true, not true. There is an optimism researcher, her name is Tisse, and she studies this stuff. She says that the disappointment that we experience with an outcome that we're not wanting, that we're not hoping for, is the same, whether our hopes were high to begin with or not. Isn't that interesting? So, in other words, our emotions aren't ruled by gravity. If we have high hopes for something versus low hopes, it doesn't mean that the disappointment is actually any greater. She had an example in her book about students who were hoping to do well on an exam compared to the students that, just kept their expectations really low. Like, I probably didn't do very well. The disappointment of not getting the grade they wanted was the same for both groups of students. So I guess in part that speaks to how we can't really lie to ourselves. We can't deny the outcome that is preferable to us, like what we would want to happen. So it's really about, am I going to let myself be honest about it with myself? Am I going to allow myself to maybe have some excitement in that anticipation? Or am I not going to have any excitement in that anticipation of finding out the outcome? And I think that's the other thing that then it leads to, which is another researcher was talking about the peak emotional states. The peak emotional state and also the lowest, like the valley of emotional states. And it had to do with one thing. Can you guess? Can you guess what the peak emotional state might be? Anticipation. Anticipation is, and joyous anticipation is the peak of emotion, and like the dread, the not so pleasant anticipation, dreading something is about to happen, that is like the lowest of the low. That is like the worst emotional state that there is. Notice that. So anticipation is the peak of emotion. And notice that, say for example, if I'm going to go on vacation. When does the vacation become real? It becomes real the moment I buy my tickets, like my airplane tickets, my train tickets. Whenever I start creating that plan and I start taking actions in alignment with that plan, the anticipation begins building and it just feels more real. And there's this thing that I'm just so excited about, and it's going to happen. It's about to happen. It's about to happen. I start taking a look at the map and seeing what places there are to visit and to see. And I'm imagining getting to explore this new area. And then maybe I'm enjoying the idea of who I'm going to be spending time with. And then I'm going to be visualizing myself like laying on that beach with a lovely little drink in hand and a really good book in the other. And it's just going to feel so relaxing. And notice that the enjoyment of a vacation begins before the vacation even begins. And I might even venture to say that the most delicious part of it begins in that moment. As I'm imagining it, as I know, it's coming, I've planned it, it's on the calendar, it's happening. That joyous anticipation. And notice that even if, for whatever reason, if there's like a natural disaster, if there's something that comes up that I'm not able to take that vacation, that enjoyment, that deliciousness, I've already experienced it. Even if at the end of the day, I don't actually get to go. So I find that really interesting that there's whenever there's something that there's like an outcome to, there's like the time before the outcome, and then there's the outcome. Notice the difference in like the amount of time before an outcome and then an outcome happening. It's the time before the outcome is much bigger, much greater than the actual outcome itself. When we actually go on that vacation, like we're in the moment, we're doing the thing, but you know, like it's there, it's short. The amount of time leading up to something is much, much greater. So if the disappointment of something not happening is the same whether we were really excited about it or keeping our expectations low, then notice that what gets impacted is the amount of time, the great amount of time leading up to our outcome. This is what we're robbing ourselves of. We're robbing ourselves of this experience of life, of joyful anticipation of what we're wanting, of what we're going to enjoy, of what we're really just like, just so happy to imagine. And so I just want to make that case of like, don't rob yourself of that joy. Don't think that your emotions are ruled by gravity. Allow yourself to get excited. Allow yourself to enjoy the deliciousness of that joyful anticipation. Because whether it happens or not, you already got to experience the most delicious part of it. All right, so, and then if it happens, yay, right? Like double bonus. But if for whatever reason something doesn't happen, you want to make sure you're not missing out on an experience of life that is a lot more pleasurable, a lot more free and expansive, and at the end of the day, just happy. So for our soul streaming today, remember, soul streaming is the practice that I like to do to utilize the power of my imagination and the power of my memories to connect with a particular emotional state. So for this soul streaming practice today, I was thinking this joyful anticipation would be really great to tap into. So I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes. I'm going to just take a breath and start asking myself, where have I experienced this joyful anticipation in the past, and not get bogged down by any details of that particular situation, but more just with the memory of experiencing it to see if I can describe it, to see if I can get a fuller sense of it. All right. I invite you to close your eyes also and take this emotional journey with me if you can. And if you don't want to, that's fine too. So here we go. Closing my eyes, taking a deep breath in, letting it out slowly. Joyful anticipation. Joyful anticipation. Do I know what joyful anticipation feels like? It's just like this thing that I'm wanting, this thing that I think I will enjoy so much. It is about to happen. It is around the corner. And I can allow myself this joy, this excitement, looking forward to it. It's just like eagerness and excitement and joy, and eagerness and excitement and joy. It's like, I can't wait. And in the meantime, I'm already enjoying it. Knowing that I get to have what I want to have in my life. And that it doesn't have to all happen at once, that sometimes it's like a moment for this and a moment for that. Like I can't sleep and eat and spend time with friends all at the same time, right? There might be a combination of those that I might be able to do at the same time, but like that it's okay for everything to have its time and its place, and that I can look forward to that next chunk, to that next chapter, to that next moment of enjoyment and delight. And as I continue to connect with this eagerness, this joyful anticipation, there's like a melting sort of sensation all over my face, and it like cascades down my arms, down through my torso, down my legs. Like it feels like being bathed almost. It's just like this wave of like just water, this flowing over me. It's like life is running over me, and it's so soothing. It's soothing knowing that I get to have experiences that I enjoy, that there was a longing for, and then I get to enjoy. There was a longing for, and I get to enjoy. And I get to, there's also that sense of being in my power, having clarity, knowing what I want. I know what I want. I know I have an idea of something I will enjoy, and I am in alignment, taking the steps, taking this step and this step and this step, in alignment with creating that and making that a reality for myself. There's so much power in that. There's so much power in knowing that I want to take a little trip. I want to go exploring, and I'm going to do a little research. This is the path I'm going to take. And that's coming. And then I'm going to spend the night at this location, and I'm going to get to enjoy this and this and this. And when I get there, I'm just going to feel so free. And that idea of getting to enjoy that freedom, getting to enjoy that exploration, it starts now. It doesn't start when I actually get there. It starts now in just the imagining of it. There is so much power in knowing that I can take steps to be in alignment with what I want to create for myself, what experiences I want to create for myself. And I am doing it now. And it is coming. It is coming. The thing is coming. And I am so excited that I get to enjoy that. I'm so excited that I am creating more of what I want. I am so excited that I get to relish and revel this experience of life. All of a sudden, what I got present to is like this experience of the opposite of fear. It's this knowing that I am safe, knowing that things are all right, knowing that everything is working out for me, knowing that I'm right on time, knowing that I am being held and encouraged by the world around me, by life, by the nature around me, by the people around me, and first and foremost, by myself. Because how do I create it? I create it with my clarity, knowing what it is that I'm wanting. I create it with me taking steps into alignment, knowing I get to have it. And so since I get to have it, what else is there for me to do to just take it to that next step? I'm feeling really tickled that this connection with the emotion of joyous anticipation has led me into really like feeling the emotional energy of trusting myself, of knowing that I get to enjoy. One of safety and openness and freedom, of pure empowerment, being the creator of my experience of life. I think we're going to end on that. Take a deep breath in. Let it out slowly. And if you closed your eyes to join me on this journey, feel free to open them back up. I hope you got to really experience that with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you felt it in every cell of your being. So, thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this, come check out class. Come check out the How of Happy weekly program. It is the in-depth and interactive version of this work right here to get to enjoy a more satisfying, fulfilling life. So now, as you go back out into the wilderness that is your week, I really hope you connect to the source of your feelings, the preciousness of your presence, and your role as creator of your life experience. I love you, have fun, and I'll see you next week.